Looking like they're about ready. Okay, you guys, we can get more of your help with things the more quiet you are. You only have a certain number of minutes, and there's really important things we want to teach you. So if you guys can remember to keep your ears open and your mouths closed, we want to ask you questions and have you share with us. But we can only do that if we don't have to keep waiting for everybody to quiet down. So if you will keep your mouth closed and your ears open, hold your finger and we'll do a little pinky promise. All right? Okay, let's get going. Okay, so we are from Healthy Screen Habits. We are moms, and we are also people who know a lot about brains and about how your head and your body work together. And we know how amazing each one of you are. Do you see yourself up there? You may even be in a picture. All right. We are here because you are amazing human beings. And the choices you make matter because the choices you make and how you spend your time determine how you develop all of the talents, all of the gifts that you have. So, things we're going to share with you will help you to be able to know how to become the best version of yourself through healthy screen habits. This is my favorite food. Chocolate chip cookies are my absolute favorite. But what do you think, and I'm going to ask you a question, but remember, I can only have you answer if you're quiet, if everybody's quiet. What would happen if all I ever ate was chocolate chip cookies? What would happen? That's right. I wouldn't be able to try different foods because I'd be only eating that. What other problems would there be with that? Yes, I would get sick. I wouldn't be getting the nutrients that my body needed. You guys are doing such a great job being quiet, so I just have you share. Thank you. Okay, what would happen if I ate only chocolate cookies? Maybe so. So, it would not be good for my body, would it? So, I need to make sure that when I look at what I'm eating, it's okay to have cookies, but I need to make sure I keep a balance. Where when I was your age, we talked about what we should have in our food, what the foods we should choose by a food pyramid. So it's okay to have cookies, but we should just have a little bit, right? And if I do that, if I make choices, so I eat other healthy foods too, then I'm able to have a balance. I can enjoy the cookies, but I get the other things that my body needs. Now, we're going to compare this not just to the physical food we eat, but to how we spend our time. So, it is okay to play video games. It is okay to enjoy things on screens, but we have to make sure we have a balance in our life and keep it just to a little bit so that we still have room in our life for all of the other things that are so important for your body, so important for your brain. All of these other things are super important. What do you think are some other things that you need to make time for in your life? I'm only going to be able to take a couple. What are some good things we can do in our lives? Yeah, learn a new thing. Yes. Yes. Yes, baking is what she said. Yes. Ooh, let's talk about that a little bit. Because your parents are wise and they know where it should be at the top and just a little bit. Okay, what I want you to do right now is take 10 seconds to turn to your neighbor very quietly and whisper what your idea is about your other activity. 10, 9, 8, whispering, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Freeze. Freeze. Thank you for sharing with the neighbor. Okay, this is Lorenzo's story from the past. So on Tuesday, I was driving my son to school. He's in 7th grade. And I asked him how his day was. And he said, well, Reese wasn't at school. And I was like, really? He's like, is he sick? He said, no, he was up all night playing Roblox, so he didn't make it to school.
Don't be Reese! Don't be Reese!
What is this? Okay, listen for a second. I hear some cheering, but I want you to stop and think about it. He missed out on the opportunity to learn. We only have a certain number of hours per day. Certain number of hours we need to sleep. Certain number of hours are your opportunity to learn the things you need to learn. To build your brain, make the connections there. You need a certain number of hours to eat, to take a shower, the survival things you need to do. And then there's a certain number of hours that you have to do other things that help you develop who you are as a person. So, if the average that teenagers are using screens these days is 8 hours. So what happens? Where does that extra 8 hours come from? Well, it's going to get in the way of school, it's going to get in the way of sleep, it's going to get in the way of doing the other things that are so good for us. Instead of having our whole pyramid full of Roblox or something else, I want you to think about other things that you enjoy doing in your time. Because these are some different ideas. Maybe you have different ones than these. But the more you spend time doing other things, the more you will become the best version of yourself. I've got a hand in the back here. What did you want to share? Yes? Everyone, I need you to be quiet so we can hear your classmates. What was your idea of how you like to spend your time that's not screens? Yeah, so these things are a lot of things that are not necessarily work. They're fun things you can do that help you learn and help you grow. But there's so many good things to do with our time to help us get smarter, help us get better at a lot of really great things. Why do we not choose to spend our time that way? Okay? There is a very specific reason why it is hard for us to stop playing Roblox and that you guys are craving playing more screen time. And we see it all around that people can't take their eyes off of their screens or stop playing video games. And the reason is because there are people that their whole job is to make apps and video games and other things that steal our time and our attention away from all of those other fun things that were on that green paper, and so that they can make money. So your time gives them money. And that means you are giving up all of those other awesome activities that you can be doing because they just want to use you to make money. You don't want them to make money off, I don't want them to make money off of me. So when they understand our brains, which they do very well, those app makers and those game makers know how our brains work so that they can use it to get us to keep staying on the game. So if you see something that is really exciting, or an activity that's really exciting, and our brains release a chemical that makes us want to keep doing that activity, and it makes it exciting and want to keep doing it more and more. Called dopamine. And then we feel kind of good about it, and then we want to keep doing it more and more and more. But where does that leave our brains and bodies feeling? Bad. It feels bad. Raise your hand if you've ever felt frustrated or grumpy when you had to get off of your device. Quiet hands only, please. When your mom or dad or caregiver has said it's time for you to get off and feel grumpy. Okay, hands down, please. That is because those app makers and game makers have made it so that you don't want to get off from all of the lights and the colors and all of the fun things, just like that surprise picture. So here is a friend that represents all of you. When you have a choice to make when you feel that way. You can either decide to choose the tablet or the video game, or I see lots of fingers that are pointing the other way, but remember, when you choose the tablet or phone or video game, you all raised your hand when you felt grumpy, when you had to get off, and that was the reason, is because you didn't want to. But if you choose the other way, you get to develop into a person that has lots of talents and can achieve goals and can do many fun things. Okay, one of the other things we need to talk to you about is, one of the other things you have to be aware of is that there are some potential dangers when you're online. There's 3 big potential dangers. The first one is inappropriate content. So, when we were talking to the little kids this morning, they shared about how sometimes when they're playing a game, they come across something that's inappropriate. And so we taught them what to do when that happens. Because it's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's a matter of when. So we want to make sure you come across something that when you see it, it makes you feel uncomfortable. When you see it, it makes you feel icky inside. When you see it, it just doesn't feel quite right. It's probably because it's not. And it's something that's inappropriate. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to teach you something to do in the event that, for when it happens. Because if it hasn't yet, it will someday. So, right here is my awesome little boat. You see my boat? If this boat was out in the ocean, and there was a big storm, and it was about to sink, it would send out a message to ask for help. You need to help save the boat. You know what that message is? It's an SOS. Yes, you are right. So, we are going to teach you an online dangers SOS. If you come across anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, this is what you do. Tell them about it. This kind of will get in your brain to help you remember when the time comes. You're going to stop what you're doing, whether it's something on Roblox or YouTube or on a phone or whatever. You're going to stop doing it right away. You'll recognize it because you'll feel uncomfortable. You'll feel like confused or that's not right. I think you know that it's time to stop. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to just turn off the screen. Clap. So, turn it off. Turn it off, turn the phone over, turn the tablet over, turn the buttons, whatever it needs to do to turn it off. Get it off and get away from it. And the last thing you're going to do is you're going to show somebody. Who do you, your friend, not your friend, who do you think you could show that would be a good help to you? Yeah, back there. Yes, you. Yes, your parent. Is this an answer to my question or something else? Okay, yes. Yes, that's also a trusted adult. Very good. A trusted adult will help you. And you want to show that to your trusted adult so that that trusted adult can say, oh, let's not do this again. I'm going to show you how not to do this again. Or thank you for telling me, so now I can help you avoid it the next time. Okay. When we were talking to the younger kids earlier today, they talked about how a lot of the times when they come across something that is not good, it's from somebody that they don't know in real life. And I want to make sure, if nobody's ever told you this before, one way to keep yourself safe is when you're playing games online, only ever play with people you know in real life. Don't ever give out your personal information. And tricky people are out there. And sometimes tricky people are strangers, and sometimes tricky people are people that you know. So, we're going to play a little game called Spot the Tricky Person. Are you ready? If you're playing a game, or somebody sends you a message, if they say any of these things, they're probably a tricky person. Okay? And what would you do if somebody sends you one of these messages and you recognize, hey, this is probably a tricky person? What are you going to do? So that is part of stop. Yes. Because same thing applies to this. If something makes you recognize a tricky person, SOS. Yes. So she jumped right to the S. So the same thing is true for this as it was for inappropriate content. We're going to first stop. Everybody show me the steps. Stop. And then comes off. And then show it to a trusted adult. Your parent, your teacher, somebody else who can be there for you. Now the last harm, something that you'll come across. Hopefully you don't, but it's important for you to know what to do if you do come across somebody being unkind online. There's no reason anybody should be unkind to somebody, but sometimes people didn't get the message when they were told, you be nice. So if you come across some bullying online, hopefully you'll be the person that calls somebody out and says, stop doing that. But you don't have to handle it on your own because you can send out your what? SOS, which is what? Off. And then show it to a trusted adult. Okay. So now you guys know how to find balance in your day, in how you spend your time. You know how to deal with potential dangers you may come across online. Now is the magic part where we tell you the 5 core healthy screen habits. That if you'll do these 5 things, you will become the best version of yourself. Because these habits will allow you to be able to have this situation in life to make that possible. So the first one is, well, first I heard a really good question, which is what is core? What does core mean? And that means the very basic thing that we want you to do, what we want you to remember. It's really important. If you do nothing else, that you do these 5 things? Very good question. So the first thing is we say turn in your phone for bed each night. If you do not have a phone, then thumbs up to you. Or whatever device you have, or tablet or laptop or whatever it is that you're using, you're going to turn it in at night and give it a bedtime. And hopefully it's at least an hour before your own bedtime. And hopefully you have a bedtime because that's going to help you sleep better. And that's the whole point of this. Is if you turn in your phone and give it a bedtime, you will have better sleep and feel better. Is it an emergency or is it a question? Okay, hold on to that thought. Okay, so habit number 2. Well, habit number 1 can help you become the best version of yourself because you're going to get sleep, you're going to be less cranky, and you'll have time to do things like read a book or play a game or spend time with family. Okay, habit number 2. We've got 4 minutes and 4 habits. Let's see how fast we can do this. Okay, habit number 2, what's my purpose? Anytime you pick up a device, whether it's a tablet, a computer, a phone, ask yourself 2 questions. What's my purpose? And how long should it take? Because I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll start doing one thing on the computer and then before I know it, I get distracted and I'm doing something else and then something else and something else. So if I will ask myself those 2 questions first, I can make sure that I stay on track and I get done the things I want to get done. I'm able to make sure I don't get sucked in and my time doesn't get stolen from me. Number 3 is called the grandma rule. And this one is super easy for you to remember because the idea is this. If you wouldn't want your grandma to see the message that you're sending or the picture that you're sending or the video that you're watching, don't send it, watch it, or anything else with it. If you don't have a grandma in your life, then think of an older person that you respect, that you wouldn't want to show whatever it is that you're about to show or see. So grandma rule can help us protect any cyberbullying that we might do. We don't want to be bullying because we wouldn't want grandma to see. The next one is habit number 4, which is to shut your phone up, meaning turn it off, meaning put it away. Or any other device you have, a tablet, any screen, put it away when you're doing something important like homework or when you're talking to somebody. Raise your hand if you've ever felt ignored by somebody who's on a phone or a device. Like when you're talking to them and then you're like, oh, they don't even care about what I'm saying. I don't feel good. Yes, hands down. Put your phone away when you're talking to somebody or when you're doing important work. You know, sometimes you may need to teach your parents that one, right? Help us if you have at number 4 so that way they put their phone away when they're with you. You can tell them what I said, help us if you have at number 4 is really good. They should do that. Okay, so help us if you have at number 5. Keep your devices, keep all screens out of bedrooms and out of the bathroom. I wanted to ask you guys, I want you to stop and think about, why do you think that would help you become the best version of yourself? Okay, I have this great comment. If you take your device into the bathroom, there's a greater chance you might watch something inappropriate. So you keep it out of closed spaces, out of the bathrooms, out of the bedrooms. I love that we've got so many hands. I wish I could have more time. Okay. I need everybody to be quiet so I can hear your classmates. Show your respect by opening your ears and closing your mouth. That is true. If you don't take it in the bathroom, you can't drop it in the toilet. So, another couple of things or reasons why we decided to have healthy screen habit number 5, being no screen in the bedroom or the bathroom, is this. It's easier to avoid tricky people. It's easier to not look at inappropriate content. It's easier to spend more time with your family. If you're not looking at screens in your bedroom, you're more likely to be out interacting with your family members. And it makes it so your room can be a peaceful place, and just you can be with your thoughts, and you may even get better sleep that way. We've got a super excited hand. Teachers, are we okay to go over 2 or 3 minutes? Okay. Okay, real quick. We've got a hand over here. As soon as everybody's quiet, we can hear whatever she has to say. So sometimes it takes a family working together to figure out how to make it work to where you can do the work you need to do, not in your bedroom. Okay. Okay. I want to hear what everybody has to say, but I need everyone to be quiet if we're going to do it. Do I like GoPros? I do, because you can do videos that show the fun things you do that are in real life and not just online. I need everyone to be quiet. Show some respect for your classmates. Oh, so she brought up not bringing to the bathroom at a restaurant because you may forget it there. That's a bonus one. We don't have that one as a core of 5 habits, but yeah, you keep it out of bathrooms everywhere. That's a good thing. If you will,
5, 4, 3, 2.
so my job is to come here and tell you what the scientists have figured out is the best way for kids to be happy. Hopefully you guys don't have a phone of your own. If you don't, I would encourage you to wait until high school, because the scientists have decided, they have done research. Hey, the science shows that the longer you wait before you get a cell phone, the happier you will be. Especially, even if you have a phone, wait to get social media until you are at least 16, and you will be happier. These are personal decisions between your family, but it's my job to make sure you know what the science says, that you are the most happy when you wait. Started out telling you some 3 important truths. You matter. Each one of you in here matters. You are awesome, and you get to make choices, and your choices matter. And we taught you SOS and the 5 core healthy screen habits so that you can do the best things in your life that you can. I'm going to take a couple questions with some friends that I saw with hands waiting so patiently. Yes. You are so smart. You are not legally supposed to have Instagram until you're at least 13. But guess what? We both and a lot of researchers agree that that's still too young. If you wait until you're 16, your brains will be much happier. Okay, you've been waiting, so hold on, I'll wait until we're ready. I want to take a couple more questions. Yes. on screens all the time, then you might not get enough sleep and it will hurt your brain. Okay, so other friends I learned, yes. Oh, let's be quiet and respectful, a respectful audience. Great. That's good to put a timer on your activities so that you're not spending too much time. One of our friends is telling us that thank you so much for listening and for being a good audience. Enjoy the rest of your day.